ponders what was the most significant event of the 20th century, the very likely reply would be World War II. World War II changed the world like no other event in the past. It began from phony wars and resulted in almost annihilation. This was a global war that lasted for more than 6 years, from 1939 to 1945. World War II marked over 75 million fatalities globally. The major countries threw their entire economic, industrial, and scientific capabilities behind the war efforts. Estimates for the total number of casualties in the war vary because many deaths went unrecorded. The war records present the fact that some 60 million people died in the war, including about 20 million military personnel and 40 million civilians. Many of the civilians died because of deliberate genocide, massacres, mass bombings, diseases, and starvation. Historians differ about the causes of World War II. Some trace it back to the anger created in Germany by the Treaty of Versailles at the end of World War I. Some blame the British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain and French Prime Minister Edouard Daladier for being too weak, and few claim that it was just because of Hitler's misplaced ambitions and aggression. As we have already discussed the Treaty of Versailles in my previous video on World War I, Germany had to pay an unreasonable debt as war damages to the Allied powers. Because of this, the German economy got weakened and moreover, it suffered hyperinflation. Its colonies were ceded to the victors. In 1924, radical measures were taken to revive the economy of Germany, but in 1929, the Wall Street crash in the USA caused the worst economic crisis of the 20th century, and its impact was felt worldwide. Severely worn out, Germany saw a rise of nationalism in 1933. This allowed the rise of the National Socialist German Workers' Party, or as we know it, the Nazi Party. Because of the growing influence of Nazis in German politics, Germany's president Paul von Hindenburg appointed Adolf Hitler, who was the leader of the Nazi Party, as the Führer. Later, on 30th January 1933, Hitler was elected as the Chancellor of Germany. In his autobiography Mein Kampf, Hitler stated his ambitions of defeating France and its allies because of the humiliation forced upon Germany in World War I. He also wanted to make Germany the superpower.
Sein Sowjetzeichen soll er vor sich hertragen und wir werden in unserem Zeichen wieder siegen!
Despite the strict conditions imposed upon Germany after the World War I, the new Nazi regime, also known as the Third Reich, began militarization with a dream of uniting all German-speaking people. The term Rhineland was used for the whole region speaking German language. Despite its victory with the Allies, Italy was not satisfied with the territory it received after World War I. Since 1922, Italy was ruled by the fascist party of the dictator Benito Mussolini. Italy began colonizing. It had seized Ethiopia and Albania. In 1936, a civil war took place in Spain, opposing the Republican government, which was supported by the United States of Soviet Russia. Germany and Italy took this opportunity to get closer diplomatically. Joseph Stalin was the leader of USSR. In Asia, Japan was also affected by the 1929 Wall Street crash. The citizens of Japan had lost all hope on the government and they turned to the Japanese military to revive their economy. The long civil war going on in China made it easy for Japan to invade new territories. The president of China at that time was Chiang Kai-shek. In 1932, Japan invaded the Chinese province of Manchuria. To revive its economy, Japan needed to increase industrialization, for which they needed natural resources. Japan, being an island nation, did not have many resources. On 2nd May 1935, the Mutual Assistance Treaty was signed between France and USSR, as USSR had become a superpower because of industrialization. The whole world was reliant on USSR. By 1938, Germany had grown powerful enough to launch its territorial expansion. It had first annexed Austria, referred as the Anschluss, on 12th March 1938 and then invaded western Czechoslovakia. The Slovak Republic became a satellite state of Germany. In September 1938, the Italian Prime Minister Benito Mussolini met Hitler in Munich. They both became very close allies. Around the same time, Hungary also grew closer to Germany. Later on, Germany and USSR signed a non-aggression pact on 23rd August 1939. It was signed by Vyacheslav Molotov, who was a Soviet politician and diplomat, and German Foreign Minister Joachim von Ribbentrop, in which the two countries agreed to take no military action against each other for the next 10 years. That is till 1949. On 15th March 1939, Hermann Göring was made the Air Minister of Germany. Under him, the production of the German airplane the Luftwaffe began, which would be used in an offensive against the British. Whatever was going on till now was known as the Phoney War in the books of contemporary history. There was no other major activity on land by the Axis powers or the Allies. This period saw very little action on ground. The governments of Germany, UK and France began issuing propaganda material. The British aeroplanes flew over Germany, but rather than dropping bombs, they dropped propaganda leaflets. However, when Germany attacked Poland in 1940 through the Danzig corridor, Germany was convinced that United Kingdom and France would not enter the war, but they were provoked to do so. They declared war on Germany when the Nazi forces known as Wehrmacht invaded Poland, marking the beginning of World War II. The Polish cavalry went to fight with the Wehrmacht, which had tanks. By the 3rd of September, around 4 million French civilians had been mobilized to wage war against Germany. But there was a shortage of ammunition in France. Still, they attacked on September the 7th in the Saarland province of Germany. Due to shortage of ammunition, France had to halt action. The wall between Germany and France was called the Maginot Line, which was built to stop the Germans from entering France. This line was 720 kilometers long. To keep its civilians safe, France evacuated Alsace and Lorraine. Just to create fear in the heart of the British and French people, Germany bombed the capital city of Poland, Warsaw, on 29 September 1939. The Polish army surrendered. Over 20,000 war prisoners were executed, and also 4,500 of their soldiers were executed in the Katyn forest. By this time of the war, France, United Kingdom and their allies were known as the Allied powers, whereas Germany, Italy and Japan were known as the Axis powers. During this time, Hitler made Heinrich Himmler head of Secret Service known as SS. Himmler stood by Hitler as one of his most trusted aides till the end of World War II. Approximately 3 million Polish Jews were kept in concentration camps. Hitler thought that he would send them to Madagascar or they would be executed at the later stage, which was known as the final solution. In late 1939, Hitler was thinking of attacking Netherlands and Belgium, which his generals felt was an act of madness, and the first attempt of Hitler's assassination was made on 8th of November 1939, which he survived. Although the German forces concentrated in the east, the Allied troops did not invade Germany from the west. Till now, the British called it the phony war and the French thought it was a funny war. Instead, France and United Kingdom tried to cut the strategic iron ore route that passed through Norway and supplied it to the German military industry. This strategy was also called the marginal line mentality, which implies that you wait for the enemy to start the war. Germany reacted to this by invading Norway and Denmark. Within days, Germany captured Luxembourg and Belgium. On 10th May 1940, Germany's paratroopers, which were called vanguards, attacked Holland. This new military strategy by Hitler was called the Blitzkrieg. It was invented by an innovative member of the German military, Heinz Guderian, just before World War II. Blitzkrieg is a term used to describe a method of offensive warfare designed to strike a swift, focused blow at an enemy using maneuverable forces including armored tanks and air support. Such an attack ideally leads to a quick victory, limiting the loss of soldiers and artillery. This surprised the opposition defenses. The German army invaded and captured western France. The real obstacle for the German army was crossing the Meuse River in France. German sappers built a bridge over this river, and with the help of German aircraft called Stupers, they attacked western and northern France. Here, the Germans reached the English Channel. Because of this, more than 3 lakh troops of Britain and France were evacuated from the beaches of Dunkirk. On 4th of June, the Germans took complete control of Dunkirk. On 14th June 1940, Germans marched into Paris and Paris was declared as an open city. Germany's invasion of was complete. Over 1 million French soldiers were taken as prisoners of war, and an armistice was signed on 22nd June 1940. Thus, Germany had indirect control of all French colonies without having to send an army there. General Charles de Gaulle of France created a free France, continuing the fight with Nazi Germany from its colonies in Africa, with Brazzaville as the capital, which was north of the Congo River. Charles de Gaulle led the Free French forces in resisting complete capitulation to Germany during World War II, and later he was an architect of the French Republic and was the President of France from 1959 to 1969. While all this was going on in France, in United Kingdom, under the leadership of Prime Minister Sir Winston Churchill, United Kingdom withstood the German Air Force called the Luftwaffe in the Battle of Britain. Luftwaffe bombed London for 76 nights and then other important cities. Moreover, the British were driven out of Greece and most of North Africa. Hitler believed that the United Kingdom, United States and the USSR were going to wage war on Germany sooner or later. Hence, he tried to strengthen relations with the USSR. Stalin continued to send military equipment to Germany as they had mutual non-aggression pact. Despite all this, Hitler broke the agreement with USSR and declared war on the Soviet Union. On 22nd June 1941, the Axis powers invaded the Soviet Union in Operation Barbarossa, named after the medieval emperor Frederick Barbarossa of the Holy Roman Empire. The German forces planned a three-front attack in Russia. In the north at Leningrad, which is today's St. Petersburg, in the center on Moscow, the political capital, and in the south at Kiev, which is presently the capital of Ukraine. Because of this, the Soviet Union joined the Allied powers.
Товарищи красноармейцы и краснофлотцы, командиры и политработники, рабочие и работницы, колхозники и колхозницы, работники интеллигентного труда, братья и сестры в тылу наших врагов, временно подпавшие под иго немецких разбойников, наши славные партизаны и партизанки, разрушающие тылы наших врагов, от имени советского правительства и нашей большевистской партии приветствую и поздравляю вас с 24-й годовщиной Великой Октябрьской социалистической революции.
In July 1941, the UK and the Soviet Union invaded neutral Iran to secure the Persian Corridor and then attack the Axis powers. The Russian army commander General Zhukov moved the Siberian division of Russian tanks, which were the T-34 tanks, to fight the Germans in the winter of 1941. By October, only Leningrad and Stalingrad were not annexed. A major setback for the Axis powers was in November 1941. Due to the harsh winter climate in Moscow, which was the coldest winter of the 20th century in Europe, the troops of the Axis powers were defeated. The Axis powers were driven out of Russia and all territory annexed by the Axis powers was taken back. In Asia, Japan continued expanding its territory. To counter Japan's expansionist policy, US imposed an embargo on oil and steel. In retaliation, Japan conducted a surprise bombing on US at Pearl Harbor on 7th December 1941. At this time, Franklin Delano Roosevelt was the president of USA. Pearl Harbor was the only obstacle in Japan's victory path to conquer the whole Pacific. Over 2,500 people died in Pearl Harbor bombings. Japan captured Pearl Harbor. They also wanted to destroy all the naval ships and aircraft carriers, which were the most important. But miraculously, the aircraft carriers were deployed at the sea at the time of bombing and remained safe. The same day, Japanese bombed Hong Kong and Philippines. Marshal Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto was Japan's mastermind of the Pearl Harbor attack. This brought US into the World War II. The Imperial Army conducted many terrible massacres in China. In addition to the massacres, Japan sent 10 million Chinese civilians into forced labor camps in 1942. The same events took place in Indonesia also. On 10th December 1941, the Japanese Air Force bombed the best ship of Royal Navy, Prince of Wales. Around this time in Europe, extermination camps were built to massacre Jews, gypsies, homosexuals, and the disabled people too. Many Germans thought that Germany was defeated in World War I because of the Jews and so hated the Jews. This was known as anti-Semitism. Hitler was also a staunch supporter of this line of thought. Some scientists wrongly claimed that Jews were subhumans. Over 6 million Jews were killed all over Europe in many massacres. The extermination of Jews took place in the gas chambers of Auschwitz. Hitler wanted America to declare war on Germany so that Japan could help Germany in defeating the Soviet Union. In order to gain Japan's support, Hitler himself declared war on America. On this, Roosevelt said to Churchill, "We are in the same boat now." And then Churchill replied, "I feel stronger now."
What kind of a people do they think we are? Is it possible they do not realize that we shall never cease to persevere against them until they have been taught a lesson which they and the world will never forget?
Now the Allies' primary objective was to take down Germany. Dwight Eisenhower was appointed as the supreme commander of the Allied forces in Europe, who eventually went on to become the 36th President of America from 1953 to 61. The German city of Essen was bombed by the Allies on 8th March 1942. Fearing a second phase of war, Hitler built the Atlantic Wall, a series of military installations that protected the coast from invasion. But the Allies first landed in Morocco and Algeria. Italian Libya was caught between the two fronts. Italy, having lost control of all its colonies, invaded Vichy France, which was the southern part of France. For 15 days, the Free French forces attacked the Germans in Bir Hakeim in Libya. By 1942, the German U-boats had sunk more than 4 million tons of ships. During this time, the American government created Order No. 6, civilian exclusion of Japanese Americans, thinking that they were secretively working for the Japanese government. All suspects were sent to camps. By this time, most of the men in the country were out in the war, so a women victory program was conducted in America in which the women were involved in making the military equipment including tanks. Japanese invaded Midway Islands in the Pacific Ocean. This led to the Battle of Midway, which took place between America and Japan. The Japanese lost this battle. This halted the Axis invasion of the Pacific. Still, the Japanese continued their invasion of New Guinea in the jungles of Guadalcanal. By now, Hitler had left Stalingrad in total destruction. A thin strip of land on the other side of River Volga was also invaded. General Georgy Zhukov of Russia planned to keep the pockets of resistance fighting till the end in order to regain their territories. In Egypt, the British were threatened by the Germans and the Battle of El Alamein took place. The Germans moved rapidly to El Alamein through the Suez Canal. It is a man-made canal connecting the Mediterranean Sea to the Indian Ocean via the Red Sea. It enables a more direct route for supply lines between Europe and Asia. The British started an offensive and the Germans were defeated and faced a huge loss. The Axis powers tried to cut the supply route of the Caucasus. There was a strategic significance of the Caucasus. It was the point where Russia, Iran and Turkey meet. The Axis powers wanted to cut this supply route to distract Soviet troops and again capture their territory. But again the Germans had a major setback. The Soviets took the initiative and counterattacked. The USSR rapidly advanced westwards. This forced the German troops to concentrate on that front. On January the 22nd, 1943, the Red Army took back Stalingrad. Around the same time, a Jewish uprising took place in Warsaw Ghetto in Poland. They fought against the Wehrmacht but were later executed. Around the same time, the Allies won Tunisia, which was once an Italian colony. Hitler planned another attack at Kursk in Russia in Operation Citadel. However, due to Russia's anti-armor defenses, the Germans were pushed back. Over 2 million soldiers of the Wehrmacht were killed. The defeat of Germans at the Battle of Kursk was a turning point in the history of World War II. Hitler had now become defensive. By 1943, the whole African continent was controlled by the Allies. They now landed in Sicily. During this time, a new government was elected in Italy, headed by Marshal Pietro Badoglio. The new Italian government requested an armistice with the Allied powers. Hearing this, Hitler invaded his own ally, Italy. Now the Allies invaded the German-occupied Italy. They crossed the Gustav Line. Italy was now on the Allied side. On 15th of March 1944, the Allies attacked German troops in Ukraine and Ukraine was liberated. By 15th June 1944, German troops retreated from Italy. On June 6, 1944, the most daring attack of World War II was made by the Allied forces, known as Operation Overlord, on the beaches of Normandy in northern France. The Normandy coast was divided into 5 sectors with code names: Omaha, Utah, Gold, Juno and Sword. On 7th June, the Americans landed in Omaha and Utah. 2,000 American soldiers died because of the military installations on the coasts set up by Hitler. A small group succeeded in getting into France. over 3.5 million French and British troops went from the other side, codenamed Gold and Sword, which had less defenses. And over 14,000 Canadians stormed into Juno. In the west as well as in the east, countries were being liberated from domination by a foreign power, or they were switching camps. The Axis advance in the Pacific halted in 1942 when Japan lost the critical Battle of Midway between the Japanese Navy headed by Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto and the American Navy headed by Chester W. Nimitz. The war industry had made US a superpower. America attacked Mariana Islands and Saipan, a US Commonwealth in Western Pacific. From there, they were going to attack Japan. The Germans had invented a V-1 rocket cruise missile with a 1-ton pulse engine which had a buzzing sound and was planned to bomb London. The civilians were scared by the sound, but those missiles fell very far away from London due to loss of fuel. Over 20,000 of these were launched and none of them reached London. The Americans were bombing German cities in the daytime, whereas the British were doing it at night. By July 1944, the Wehrmacht had lost total control, and now all the powers were in the hands of the SS. The Red Army prepared the largest offensive ever in Belarus in the summer of 1944. The Allies took over other parts of Europe also. Over 50,000 German troops were taken hostage. The Germans called it the Stalingrad of Normandy. Paris was taken back on 19th of August 1944 and the capital was liberated. General Douglas MacArthur returned to Philippines to liberate it. Manila was the second most devastated city after Warsaw. In 1945, the Germans launched the V-2 rockets on cities like London and Paris, which killed over 9,000 people. The Allies were afraid that the Germans would install nuclear bombs in these missiles. Albert Einstein warned Roosevelt about this, and then the American scientists created an atomic bomb made of uranium. This had the power equivalent to 20,000 tons of TNT. Berlin was the designated target for this. With victory in sight, the Allied powers announced the creation of the United Nations on February 4th, 1945. All the countries that declared war on Germany and Japan were later invited at its founding conference at San Francisco, California. On February 23, 1945, the Americans bombed Tokyo. Germany was on the verge of collapse. On 16th December 1944, Germany made a last attempt on the Western Front by using most of its remaining reserves to launch a massive counter-offensive in the Ardennes and, along with the French-German border, to split the Western Allies, encircle large portions of Western Allied troops, and also capture their primary supply port at Antwerp to prompt a political settlement. By January, the offensive had been repulsed with no strategic objectives fulfilled. In Italy, the Western Allies remained stalemated at the German defensive line. In mid-January of the 1945, the Soviets and the Polish attacked the Wehrmacht in Poland, pushing them from the Vistula to the Oder River in Germany, and they also overran East Prussia. On 4th February, Soviet, British and US leaders met for the Yalta Conference in Ukraine. They agreed on the occupation of post-war Germany and on when the Soviet Union would join the war against Japan. Soviet and Polish forces stormed and captured Berlin in late April. When they entered Berlin, Hitler was celebrating his 56th birthday on 20th April 1945 at the Garden of Chancellery. In Italy, German forces had totally surrendered on 29th April. The next day, on 30th April, the Reichstag was captured, signaling the military defeat of Nazi Germany. The regime of the Third Reich had ended. The unconditional surrender of the Germany's Third Reich was signed in the early morning hours of Monday, May 7, 1945, at Supreme Headquarters in the Allied Expeditionary at Reims in northeastern France. Present at this historic occasion were representatives of the four Allied powers: France, Great Britain, the Soviet Union and the United States. And the German officer, General Alfred Jodl, who had been authorized to sign the surrender document by the German President Karl Donitz, who was the successor of Hitler. Lieutenant General Walter Bedell Smith, Chief of Staff, led the Allied delegation as the representative of General Eisenhower. He had refused to meet with the Germans until the surrender had been accomplished. Other American officers present were Major General Harold R. Bull and General Carl Spaatz. Several changes in leadership occurred during this period. On 12th April 1945, President Roosevelt died and was succeeded by Harry S. Truman. In Italy, Benito Mussolini was assassinated by Italian partisans on 28 April 1945. 2 days later, Hitler allegedly committed suicide in besieged Berlin. Besides this, there is also a theory which was presented to the public by Marshal Georgy Zhukov at a press conference on 9th June 1945 on orders from the Soviet leader Joseph Stalin. When asked at the Potsdam Conference in July 1945 how Hitler had died, Stalin said he was either living in Spain or in Argentina. In July 1945, British newspapers repeated comments from a Soviet officer that a charred body discovered by the Soviets was a very poor body double of Hitler. This disinformation propagated by Stalin's government has been a springboard for various conspiracy theories, despite the official conclusion by Western powers and the consensus of historians that Hitler killed himself on 30th April 1945. It even caused a minor resurgence in Nazism during the Allied occupation of Germany. In July, the general elections took place in United Kingdom. Sir Winston Churchill lost the elections and the Labour Party leader Clement Attlee became the new Prime Minister. The British people elected the Labour Party because they thought that the Labour Party will be able to repair all the war damages that took place due to the war. The call for unconditional surrender was rejected by the Japanese government, which believed it would be capable of negotiating for more favorable surrender terms. The worst fears came true, and the United States dropped atomic bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima on 6th of August and Nagasaki on 9th of August 1945. The real mortality of the atomic bombs that were dropped would never be known. The destruction and overwhelming chaos made orderly counting impossible. It is not likely that the estimates of killed and wounded in Hiroshima and Nagasaki were around 2,25,000, which itself is considered over-conservative. The after effects of the two bombings were felt by a couple of generations in Japan. Between the two bombings, the Soviets, pursuant to the Yalta Agreement, invaded Japanese-held Manchuria and quickly defeated the Kwantung Army, which was the largest Japanese fighting force. These two events persuaded previously adamant Japanese army leaders to accept surrender terms. The Red Army also captured the southern part of Sakhalin Island and the Kuril Islands in the Pacific. On 15th August 1945, Japan surrendered, with the surrender documents finally signed at Tokyo Bay. On the deck of the American battleship USS Missouri on 2nd September 1945, General MacArthur represented the victors and Mamoru Shingemitsu, the foreign minister of Japan, signed the unconditional surrender, saying that it was the first step taken for the betterment of Japan. In an effort to maintain world peace, the Allies formed the United Nations, which officially came into existence on 24th of October 1945 in San Francisco.
Anthony Eden, Foreign Secretary of Great Britain. Soviet Foreign Commissar Molotov, British Ambassador to the United States Halifax, and Mr. Eden discussed conference details before the session in an atmosphere of cordial informality. They are joined by Secretary Stettinius and Russia's United States Ambassador Gromyko. These intimate pictures tell better than words the spirit of the San Francisco meeting, at which world leaders can talk over their mutual problems freely and frankly.
And later, it adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in December 1948 at Paris as a common standard for all member nations. The great powers that were the victors of the war, United States of America, the United Kingdom, the Soviet Union, France, and China, became the permanent members of the UN's Security Council. The 5 permanent members remain so till date. On May 8, 1945, famously known as the Victory in Europe Day or the VE Day, began the longest period of peace in European history. One should not take the absence of war granted, nor should lose sight of the policies that made a peaceful world possible and the vigilance that is still necessary to preserve it. As the famous British historian Michael Howard wrote, the establishment of peace is a task that has to be afresh every day of our lives. No formula, no organization, and no political or social revolution can ever free mankind from this inexorable duty. The Second World War starkly reminds us how essential this task remains till date.